Good morning. Good morning.
Mr. Yogaraj, any problem in event? Namaskar, Professor Dr. Gupta, please.
Yes, sir. Good morning.
I think there are some problem related to network. Mr. Yogaraj, please call to organizer, please.
Dr. Anjan is there. Dr. Anjan sir. Dr. Sunil Kumar. He has not joined.
Mr. Yogaraj, have you talked?
Saurabh sir, can I proceed?
Yes, sir. Actually, I think there is some problem related to network.
Okay. Anyway,
So please.
we can proceed the program.
Okay, please, sir.
I will welcome all the dignitaries. Hello, everyone. Am I audible?
Hello.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
सर आप
Yeah.
बताइए ना टेक्निकल प्रॉब्लम है.
Okay, Dr. Basta, I think joined.
She joined. Okay. No issue. Let her join.
Hello. Good morning, sir. Hello. Just a few 5 minutes, sir. We start now. There is a technical problem issue and also network issue, sir. So we start within 5 minutes, sir. हाँ लेकिन वो अपना ये बंद था ना. हेलो. हाँ. हेलो. हाँ. यस सर, यस सर.
Hello, everyone.
नहीं नहीं इसमें.
Hello, sir. Please proceed, sir.
This is Professor Dr. Ashok Kumar Gupta. I feel dignified to be invited to this international webinar on advanced research methodology, tools, and techniques. As we know, this is organized by Dr. Baba Saheb Ambedkar Mahavidyalaya Amravati, Maharashtra, Shri Dada Saheb Gawai Charitable Trust Amravati, Research Foundation of India and DHCRA, in association with World Virtual Conference Forum.
Hello, sir. Hello, Dr. Ashok Kumar, sir.
Yes.
Am I audible to you?
Yes, please.
Very good morning, sir.
Okay, no issue.
I'm extremely sorry. There was a technical problem, and that's why we are late.
Proceed further.
I apologize, all of you participants and dear dignitaries, for the late commencement of the webinar. However, we are back, solved all the issues, and yes, let's begin the seminar. So, a very, very good afternoon to one and all. It's a matter of great privilege and honor to extend a warm welcome to the dignitaries, guest speakers, researchers, and August delegates who are here online with us today for the one-day international webinar jointly organized by Dr. Baba Saheb Ambedkar Mahavidyalaya Amravati and Research Foundation of India, RFI, Central and West Board, on the most coveted topic, that is advanced research methodology, tools and techniques. I once again welcome you all on this collaborative, spectacular event organized today. Thank you all for being present with us. Before we launch, let me acknowledge the presence of our prominent personalities who are with us on this online platform. I accord a warm welcome to the patrons of our trust, Shri Dada Saheb Gawai Charitable Trust, Amravati, Honorable President, the torchbearer of our trust, Mrs. Kirti Rajesh Arjun, whom we fondly call Tai, and Honorable Dynamic Personality of our trust, Professor P.R.S. Rao. I also take this opportunity to welcome the versatile personality of RFI, Honorable Dr. Saurabh Kumar Jain, Chairman and CEO, and Honorable Professor Abhinesh Tarosia, President, West Board, RFI. Our today's guest of honor, Honorable Dr. Vimal Rar, our guest speaker, Honorable Dr. Avdesh Kumar Shitotria, Fiji Islands, Honorable Principal Dr. Ashok Kumar Gupta, and Honorable Principal Dr. Anjan Kumar Sahai, and all the eminent delegates and scholars. Once again, welcome and thank you for being with us. At the outset, I offer my homage to the father of Indian Constitution, Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar, and the guiding light of our trust, late Shri Dada Saheb Gawai. My regards to Acharya Dr. Kamaltai Gawai and the eminent trustees and members of both the organizations for their good wishes. Now, today's theme of the webinar is the need of the hour. As we say that change is inevitable part of human life, and the one who adopts it readily survives. In the same way, the change in research regarding the new education policy has brought with us many challenges along with opportunities. The definition of research is the creative and systematic work undertaken to increase the stock of knowledge. It involves the collection, organization, and proper analysis of information. A systematic study requires various tools and techniques. With the sprunging of Corona in 2020 onwards, now researchers are in a state of dilemma, and the path of research is renewed with a change in educational policy as well as the national educational policy and the post-corona situation as well. What do we mean by the post-corona situation? Of course, I mean with the lockdown. Now, what I want to say is life is not about finding yourself, but life is about creating yourself. And so, even if there is lockdown, it is the new normal now. The new normal is lockdown. And hence, though there is lockdown, it has brought with us challenges, and with it, it has brought with us many opportunities as well. Since the lockdown, the research centers are closed, the libraries are closed, and researchers depend totally on online data, new tools and techniques. And so, I think that
I think we are not audible.
can I hear? Can you hear me?
Now I can hear you. Yeah, thank you.
Okay. And so, to begin with this webinar, we will first go with the welcome address of our principal, Honorable Dr. Anjan Kumar Sahai. Please welcome. Dr. Anjan Kumar Sahai for the welcome address.
Thank you, Dr. Varsha, for inviting me. for giving this welcome address. Respected Mrs. Kirti Sai Arjun, Honorable President of Sri Dada Saheb Gavai Charitable Trust, Amravati. The Secretary of the Trust, respected B.R.S. Rao sir, Dr. Saurabh Jain, Chairman and CEO of Research Foundation of India, and the office bearers of Research Foundation of India, Honorable Chief Guest and delegates. I wish you all very good afternoon. It gives me immense pleasure to say a few words before starting the seminar. First of all, on behalf of Dr. Baba Saheb Ambedkar Mahavidyalaya, Amravati, I would like to welcome you all. We feel extremely proud and elevated to co-host this international webinar. Dr. Baba Saheb Ambedkar Mahavidyalaya was founded in the year 1972 by Honorable late Sri R.S. Gavai, who is popularly known as Dada Saheb. Now, under the able guidance and leadership of Mrs. Kirti Sai, the worthy daughter of a worthy father, the college is standing forward in terms of research, innovation, and best practices. Apart from conducting BCom and BA, the college conducts MCom, Masters in Commerce, and we have research centers in 5 subjects, which are Commerce, English, History, Marathi, and Physical Education. A little over 29 students are presently registered with our center and pursuing the research projects. Dear friends, this is the second international webinar organized during this academic session by our college. The first international webinar was organized on 21st June, which was a tremendous success. We want to do a sort of global promotion of our research activities. Hence, we are conducting this international webinar. Dear friends, today's topic, that is research, advanced research tools and techniques, is very important. I don't need to reiterate its importance. The learned speakers will certainly open up new vistas of knowledge and learning about this. I would not like to go into details about the subject. Nevertheless, I will reiterate the need of innovative research in the modern times. And for doing research of this kind, one need to be familiar with the tools and techniques. Dear friends, the government of India has formulated the new educational policy, which was enunciated last year, and it has ample provision for research. Ample emphasis is given on research. Research in higher education. I don't consume a lot of time here because we are already late. I once again accord heartiest welcome to all the delegates, participants, and speakers. Thank you very much, and I hope this webinar will be very useful for all of you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. As both the organizations has collaborated for this one-day webinar, I now also earnestly request Honorable Dr. Saurabh Jain, Chairman and CEO of RFI, for his welcome address. Please welcome Honorable Dr. Saurabh Jain.
Thank you, Dr. Versa. First of all, I would like to thanks to organizer, Dr. Baba Saheb Ambedkar Mahavidyalaya, Amravati. Today, I'm happy to be announced over there that is the 600 events organized by Research Foundation of India. So also, once again, I would like to congratulate to organizer and participants to make that webinar success on research methodology, tools and techniques. On occasion of this inaugural session, I would like to thanks and welcome Honorable President Sri Dada Saheb Charitable Trust Amravati Kirti Tai Rajesh Arjun, Principal Dr. Anjan Kumar Sahai, Guest of Honor Dr. Bimal Rar, Guest Speaker Dr. Avdesh Kumar Sirotia, Professor P.R.S. Rao, Chief Managing Director, Research Foundation of India and Principal BM College of Technology, Bhopal, Professor Dr. Ashok Kumar Gupta, Dr. Sunil Kumar, Dr. Baba Saheb Ambedkar Mahavidyalaya, Amravati. That is the nice topic chosen by the organizer. As we know very well, we'll be talking about an academic field or higher education field. Everyone have required to be knowledge about the methodology, tools, and what type of techniques we can utilize and we can adopt for our research paper or our research work. All the persons who are working for GRF, SRF, or PhD, MTech, and all type of related to thesis. It may be related to any discipline, humanities, science, technology, doctors. So everyone have required to be knowledge regarding the research methodology tools. They have required to be understand over there. As we know very well, there is two type of research. First is analytical research. Second is hypothetical research. So today we are going to be understand that what type of research we can adopt in our research thesis or research paper. So once again, I would like to congratulate and special thanks to all the participants to make that international webinar success. So thank you very much. Over to you once again to call me for this particular occasion of inaugural session. Thank you very much. Over to you, Dr. Barsa, please. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your valuable welcome address. Thank you once again. And now, the most important part of this webinar, the inauguration. To inaugurate the webinar, we have with us a very eminent personality, a role model for women power, our Honorable President, Mrs. Kirti Rajesh Arjun. She is a well-known in the corporate world of Mumbai and at the same time in the field of education. Besides being the president of Shri Dada Saheb Gawai Charitable Trust Amravati, she is a Senate member of Sant Gadge Baba Amravati University, Amravati. Recently, she is felicitated by a prestigious award, Sahyadri Shikshan Ratna Puruskar. We are highly honored to have you here today, ma'am. I request you to inaugurate the webinar with your beautiful words.
Your mic is mute. Please unmute mic. Please unmute your mic.
Yes, yes. Can you hear me? Hello? Hello?
Yes, sir. Yes. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, Varsha, thank you. Thank you for your beautiful words that you have said for me. I really appreciate and they really mean it quite a lot to me. So firstly, let me welcome all of you all here for joining us today on this one-day international seminar or webinar on advanced research technology, tools and technique. When I begin any prestigious things like inauguration and all, I like to first pay a tribute to our inspiration, the Bharat Ratna and a symbol of knowledge, Dr. Baba Saheb Bhimrao Ambedkar, my dear father, who has seen the dream of making this institution, my dear father, Shri Dada Saheb Gawai, the great lady who gave a shape to my father's dream and has built a strong foundation for Dada Saheb Gavai Charitable Trust, my dearest mother, I, Dr. Kamaltai Gavai. I extend my warm welcome to Dr. Saurav Kumar Jain, Chairman and CEO of Research Foundation of India, Professor Abhinesh Karosia, President Westport Research Foundation of India, Guest of Honor, Dr. Vimal Ra, SDTB Khalsa College, University of Delhi, guest speakers, Dr. Avdesh Kumar Shirodia, Department of Secretary and Sport Education, PG, National University, PG Ireland, and Professor Dr. Ashok Kumar Gupta, Principal of BM College of Technology, Bhopal, and also CMD of Research Foundation of India. Professor P.R.S. Rao, who is the Secretary and the backbone of Dada Saheb Gavai Charitable Trust. Dr. Varsha Gawande, Academic Excellence Head, and also the coordinator of today's function. Principal, Dr. Anjan Kumar Saya, all the prestigious researchers and delegates and the members, I wish you all a very, very hearty warm welcome. And honestly, it is a great privilege to be inaugurating this seminar. And I really want to congratulate the host of this seminar, Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar Mahavidyalaya, Amravati, and the Research Foundation of India, Westport, for bringing together renowned experts in their respective field to address this webinar. Now, as we all know, that Research Foundation of India is a very renowned name in the academic field, encouraging scholarly inquiry related to education and evaluation, and by promoting the dissemination and practical application of research results. In fact, I was just studying their website yesterday, and I just got a very, very interesting information that this foundation is continuously conducting in-house activities and international national conferences and training programs. And this is one of their initiatives today in terms of having an international conference. It engages in outreach activities such as publication, journals, book, extract as well. I mean, the list goes long as far as the contribution is concerned in terms of research and academics. As far as our trust is concerned, I think it is a great honor for us to have a collaboration with a prestigious organization like you, sir. In fact, both our foundations, both our organizations have a common vision and a common mission of promoting education and research, watering and encouraging new thinking, new ideas, encouraging creativity. For all those who do not know much about Dada Saheb Gavai Charitable Trust, our trust has been in this education and research field since last 40 years. In fact, most of our students are from the underprivileged background, from the tribal remote village areas. And these are the students which need lots of motivation and lots of encouraging, especially unlike the urban students, their confidence level seems to be a little low. And we have been working towards this area since last 40 years. And I really look forward for the Research Foundation of India, Westport, to help us in terms of encouraging and motivating the students. As I always say, universities are academic communities, an organic link with the society. The future clearly belongs to the innovative societies. We as teachers shape the destiny of nation in our classroom. In fact, teaching and encouraging students is a very noble deed in terms of building a new nation. Promoting research is such tool in our hands to contribute to our civilization's onward journey, to develop nations, to develop countries, to develop the entire world, a whole new world which works together, where all beings live together. In fact, we all know, as Varsha has said, that the only thing that is constant is change, and change is inevitable. So we have to prepare ourselves to this change, and which can be done through proper research only. Though through various years, the research process has evolved, and the methodologies and tools used have changed. However, the importance of research has increased with time. In fact, as Dr. Anjan Kumar has rightly said, the new education policy gives lots of emphasis on research, which is a very, very nice thing and very welcome thing for the development of our student and development of our country. To unlock the lock, we need a key. Similar, research is nothing but entering from a known world to an unknown world, from a known territory to an unknown territory. And to enter this unknown territory, we need tools and techniques. As such, all of you all are from the research areas, and you know there are various tools and techniques available for research. Case studies, checklists, interviews, observations, surveys, questionnaires, and so on. But what is important here is to understand the right tool, to understand and decide the right tool that is needed. Because research is carried out in different ways and for different purposes. And for these different purposes, different tools and combinations are needed. Especially in the age of digital journalism, developing advanced online search skill is crucial to the professional success. And today we have here eminent speakers who are masters in this field of research technology, methodologies, tools. And for us to have a proper information, to get an accurate observation and to have a successful research, it is very, very important that we today take this entire seminar very seriously and learn from the eminent panel that we have today. In fact, I too and all of us here are looking forward to hear them. I will not take your much time because I understand that we need to give time to the speakers from whom we are going to learn quite a lot. And I'm sure they're going to be a source of encouragement and motivation to all of us today. Without taking up much time, I would like to now formally declare the opening and inauguration of this international webinar on this international inauguration of this international webinar. I finally would like to thank everybody, the entire team and members of all the colleges, because I'm sure all of them have participated over here. And the members of the Research Foundation of India Board, thank you so much all for joining. Once again, I want to thank you all for getting in collaboration with us. Organization Secretary, Dr. Sunil Kumar, Joint Secretary, R.M. Deshmukh, Dr. O.B. Bobde, and also Dr. Varsha Gavande, Madam, for being the conveyor of this webinar. Thank you so much. All the best to you all, and I look forward to hear to all of you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Sai, for your potent message and mainly your precious time. Because here I want to share with you that Shri Dada Saheb Gawai Charitable Trust Amravati, headed by Honorable President Kirti Rajesh Arjun, is one of the leading trust and organization in Vidarbha. It has more than 42 institutions, that too comprising from primary level to PG, technical, non-technical, as well as formal education is given here. And so, she is ever busy in her corporate field as well as in our trust. And still she came here, inaugurated the program, have given us valuable time and advice. Thank you once more, Sai. And now,
Thank you, Varsha. Thank you so much.
thank you. And now, please welcome our today's guest of honor, Dr. Vimal Rao, SGTB, Khalsa College, University of Delhi. We are indeed grateful to you, ma'am, for your gracious presence today. I request you to share your words of wisdom on this propitious event. Please welcome.
Thank you so much, Dr. Varsha, and good afternoon, everyone.
Yeah.
On most respected Honorable Kirtitai Rajesh Arjun, President of this very eminent charitable trust at Amravati. Congrats to you, ma'am, and really it's a gratitude to your entire family who is contributing so much to the field of education, and your presence in this event is reflecting how much dedicated you are towards education. So special thanks from the entire education fraternity. Also, very respected other members of this prestigious trust and Dr. Baba Saheb Ambedkar Mahavidyalaya Amravati. Especially, I would like to mention we have Dr. Saurabh Jain, Professor Ashok Kumar Gupta, Dr. Avdesh Kumar, Dr. Anjan Kumar Sai, principal of this institution. So, and all the members of organizing committee. First of all, my hearty congratulations to all the organizers and the delegates who have joined as participants. I am really privileged and honored to have been invited in this international webinar, which is rightly themed on the advanced research methodology tools and techniques we are, as change is the only permanent thing, rightly said by my earlier speakers. And I will just share my screen to give a brief presentation around this. Can some of you confirm, is my screen visible?
Yeah,
So,
it's visible,
yeah,
ma'am.
thank you.
It's visible.
So I am also representing Guru Angad Dev Teaching Learning Center of MHRD and as coordinator National Resource Center of Chemistry, all located at my institution, SCTB Khalsa College, University of Delhi, where we keep on conducting events for faculty members, research scholars, and others. I think as teachers, I will start with teachers because in this webinar where we are targeting both teachers and the research scholars who will also be further researchers and teachers, what I would like to say is that there are two important roles of teachers in higher education. One is the dissemination, just excuse me. So one is the teaching learning where we do the sharing of knowledge, and other is creation of knowledge where we are doing research and then we are also guiding research. And ultimately, we are generating new knowledge. But research is very, very important activity in higher education, which is different from school education. So that has to be really nurtured at the starting from UG level. And I think all of you will agree that teaching and research, they must reinforce each other. Research cannot be at global level. I think we all have to keep in mind that research must be competitive at global level. But unfortunately, none of our institutions, they get top ranked at global level, mainly due to the quality of our research, citations, and also the parameters like industry income from patents, etc. There have been various news, pardon me for actually my bad throat. There are various news, I think we are all aware that we are not standing good at the global rankings. And if we look in terms of citations, I think only 0.25% of the globe's highest cited researchers are from our country, and this is really an alarming situation. No Nobel Prize have been won by an Indian scientist since 1930. after Sir C.V. Raman, he was given this award in 1930 for his discovery on Raman effect in 1928. Although there have been some NRIs who have won Nobel Prizes recently, but then there is another fact which is very important parameter in contributing and for the outcome of research is the expenditure. If you look at India's expenditure on research and development, it is again nearly constant for the last nearly 2 decades, which is 0.6 to 0.7% only. And it's well below that of the major countries where we are expected to compete ourselves globally. You can see USA 2.8%, Israel, which is bringing so many Nobel laureates, 4.3%, China 2.1%, South Korea 4.1%, and this component is even higher if we ignore the percentage, if we come to the real value. And also we are not able to attract number of students pursuing higher education to really continue and take the research. That is also very less. And another thing I would like to mention here, being myself woman, is that there is also a gender gap in research where we have to address. And coming from science background, I would like to share the statistics. Just 28.8% of researchers in science are women at the global level, and in India this number drops to 13.9%, and this is as per the UNESCO report 2018. And in most of the fields we are followers but not leaders, although there are peaks of excellence, I am not denying, but then are these peaks of excellence because of the system or in spite of the system? It is a big question mark which we have to introspect. So the question now arises is how to excel in research. I think role of education system is very important in producing good researchers. And this all has been again re-emphasized and taken forward very positively in the National Education Policy 2020, where now the establishment of National Research Foundation is being talked, which will be helping to foster research culture in India and also to fund competitive peer-reviewed grant proposal, etc. And also, as I mentioned earlier, the gross enrollment, our budgetary allocation has to be increased, but in this NEP also it has been mentioned into 0.68%. We need to further raise to 2% as per many experts who are deliberating on these issues. Another point that we have to keep in mind when we are going seriously in the direction of research is that interdisciplinary approach has to be taken, because now interdisciplinary research has become the most common means of scientific as well as other advancement, and we have to look at it as a solution to entire challenges which are not only at local level but at global level. And we have to also look at in a dimension that at our education system we talk about different subjects in a different, as if they have nothing to do with others. All the cutting edge research, I think if you look at the recent Nobel laureates, they have been doing in collaborative way in the areas which are interdisciplinary and transdisciplinary. So that is another thing as education system we have to prepare. Also, research activities and research policies must be aligned with each other and with societal context. I think this is very important, because I think we should not be happy doing the research. We are just publishing paper and there are hardly any citation, or no one is really applying this research to find so many solutions have to be found out for the plenty of problems, not only at our national level, regional level, but at global level. So collaboration with industry is another segment which I would like to emphasize, that you have to keep in mind that whatever innovation you evolve or whatever product through the research or your idea or new theories, then they should be able to provide solution to the problem of industry, and that too in a time-bound manner. Because if you are not able to give the solution in a time-bound manner, some others will take on that opportunity, and they will be then patenting that and then getting more values. I think Corona pandemic is itself a example where we have seen so many solutions have arise from various university labs only, but very few in India. And all these, if we have to really take it in a manner where we have to increase the quality of research and its outcome, it will depend a lot on the teaching learning methodology, which we have to change from the teacher directed to the learner directed. And we should also be emphasizing on how the problems, their analysis has to be done and taken to the solution in small teaching learning activities, and they will form the foundation for doing the upper or better research at the higher education level. So right from UG level, and why not UG, even in the senior secondary level of school, I really advocate that if small projects which are really looking at how the analysis and the now so much tools are coming, and if they can be given to these students right in the beginning stage, they will be definitely using them in much more better manner. In our teaching methodology, I will also like to mention that as teachers, we should be trying to not just focus on the rote learning and remaining at in this 6 level hierarchy. You can see knowledge and understanding is just at the bottom, and most of the educational institutions, they are focusing only on this part, few on applying, and very few on analyzing, evaluation, and creation. And this, as per the revised Bloom's taxonomy, I think we'll have to really take it to the highest level. And also, I personally feel that to increase the research capacity, training of teachers on continuous basis is required, and we are doing our small bit contribution in this part. And I think all of you will agree that the reality from students' perspective is, if we say as teachers that, okay, I will teach you concept in this and this subject, and or alternatively, I will teach you how to get 90% or above. Most of the takers are for 90% and above, and these students will never be able to do research because their concept clarity is not there. So the problem with the research is the foundation. I think our education system focuses more on rote learning and scoring high marks, and there is a dearth of idea and creative minds which we have to really nurture now, and how that can be brought. Creativity can be nurtured through teaching learning when we are having meaningful discussions, the problems, their solutions, analysis. Even if we are not able to reach to the solution, I think we should be trying to take that approach, have healthy discussions among the students, rather than just being information sharing, which is now plenty, and on Google search it is available more to the students than to the teachers. We also have to inculcate out-of-box thinking attitude in them, which is required for a good researcher, because that will be forming a base. You have to have the idea, otherwise you learn all these tools, you learn these techniques, but where will you apply? Unless or until you have that innovation and creativity in you, you will not be able to make that cutting edge research. And between innovation and creativity, I can say that creativity is conceiving new idea, but innovation will be the implementation of this new idea to create new product, processes, services. And I think all of us agree that creativity is the pillar of innovation, and innovation is the key to any nation's development. And if you look at, there are some thoughts on this also, that our human brain is also designed like that. One part of the brain is more on rote learning, formulas and all. I think we should try to mix the other part is more creative. So only creativity will not do, only rote learning will do. I think a combination of this, which we have to evolve, and that will require 21st century skills also, where we have the literature survey, the data analysis, e-database, data collection, how we do the statistical analysis, and many other speakers will be deliberating on this. I will not go into that part. Also, I would like to mention that technology is going to play a major role in enhancing the quality of education in the 21st century. And also, we should be able to integrate the values, ethics, accountability in researchers and teachers in the entire community, I will say. And here again, I will take example of Corona. I think Corona pandemic has shown both the ugly and the good faces of our society. So where we want to take our future generation, I think we all have to collectively decide, doing research and then selling the outcome in billions, or what is it? The patent at the global level I'm talking about, or the unethical behavior where we are going into wrong vaccines or the wrong medicines, and then 80 rupees worth production selling in 80,000. I think this is a real question mark and the face of society that we have been able to see. And I think it's the turn now for educationists like us to contribute and make it better. And all this has to be done, as NV says in the National Education Policy, that we have to develop our graduates and postgraduates and the researchers through the various outcomes, where the disciplinary knowledge is, yes, one area, but we also have to work on communication skills, critical thinking, problem solving, analytical reasoning, research related skills, cooperation, teamwork, scientific reasoning, and also reflective thinking, digital literacy, self-directed learning, multicultural competence, moral ethical awareness, as I mentioned, leadership readiness and qualities, and taking them to lifelong learning, because the type of job the research scholars going out or the future generation of students will get, I think they don't even exist right now. So what are we preparing them, and what is the research? And research will also keep on changing. I'm happy to share that I'm part of this AICT committee, where we are now restructuring the books. We are integrating the graduate attributes, as NV says, in NEP 2020, and all this will be available in 14 languages. So we have to now prepare our classrooms for future researchers. And those who are researchers right now, they also should be brushing up their attitude towards self-learning, that it has to be done in a way where you are looking at the society need, the industry need, the market requirement, and as well as you should be able to take it in more effective manner for lifelong learning. If you talk about the pointers, how to excel in research, I think in your own area of discipline, you should be able to recognize and validate the problems. The research topic that you think should be original, independent, and you should be doing critical thinking about that. And also the ability to develop theoretical concepts, as well as doing the experimental and do the literature survey around that. A knowledge of recent various advances which has happened in the particular field and also the related areas. It's not that you work only in isolation, that will be helpful. Also, understanding of various research methodologies and techniques, for which this today's webinar is going to be very, very fruitful. So please stay tuned. It is going to be very informative. And also the ability to critically analyze, evaluate, and finally you should be able to summarize, document, report, and reflect on the. And for all that, you require a conceptual clarity, you require persistence, and you also require willingness to collaborate. Look for collaborative research. There will be better and earlier outcomes than doing independently. And for all this, I think we should be making efforts, whoever is in the education system, to have continuous capacity building of teachers in teaching as well as research, so that they become not only good researchers, but also good teachers, because teaching and research is bidirectional. By contributing towards research, you will be knowing more areas, your understanding becomes broader, and by doing teacher, your conceptual understanding becomes, you become better researcher. So it is a continuous process, and I'm happy to share that at our GAD TLC, we keep on conducting various events, and now we are conducting various online events. So those who are interested, for every detailed, we conduct various hands-on FDPs and various webinars we conduct. And this is our Telegram link. You can take a screenshot. And just tomorrow, we are having a national webinar on implementation of academic bank of credits. This is free to participate. You can again take a screenshot, or you can join through our GAD TLC YouTube channel. And we are also having this upcoming FDPs only focus on assessment and evaluation, that now how NEP 2020 envisages continuous assessment, what are the various technology tools which can be used, including proctored online examination, what are the various pedagogies and rubrics which we have to do for a scientific assessment, which are required for accreditation and all. And I think all of these will be really helpful for us to take our education system to the greater heights. So thank you, everyone. And once again, I thank all the organizers for calling me in this very, very important event. And best wishes to all the organizers and delegates. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much for your valuable guidance. Dear all, today we have a wonderful intellectual feast. We already listened to the deliberations of 4 speeches till now, and few more are on the way. Madam has elaborately presented how to excel in research and role of educational system in interdisciplinary approach. She very importantly noted here that creativity is the pillar and innovation is the key to any nation's development. And her words of wisdom are so because Madam is the project head and joint director of GAD TLC of MHRD. She is the coordinator of National Resource Center of Chemistry of MHRD. She is the deputy director, Center for E-Learning, and a senior faculty, Department of Chemistry, SGTB, Khalsa College. Madam has made a mark at the national level in various activities such as development of e-content, teacher kit, MOOCs, ICT skills, etc. She is contributing at national level in various committees including PG Pathshala at UGC, AICTE, and has been conferred with many prestigious awards to her credit, including the very prestigious INSA Teachers Award 2020. Thank you so much, Madam, for your versatile personality to be with us today. And now, I'm greatly honored to invite Dr. Avadesh Kumar Shitotria, Department of Secondary and Sports Education, Fiji National University, Fiji Islands. Sir, your presence has made the guest speaker added grandeur and grace to this webinar. I request you to enlighten the theme of this webinar with our delegates and eminent participants who are present here today online with us.
Thank you very much. Can you please share my PPT? Already I have shared it with Dr. Sunil.
Yes, sir, you can share.
No, please, you can share. Actually, I am having some issue. Yeah, I can see now my screen. Okay. I think, is it visible now for all of you? Okay, thank you very much. And namaste to all. Thank you for your kind introduction. Well, I would like to give my heartiest thanks to the respected principal, Chairman Shrimati Kirti ji, and authorities of Research Foundation of India, and JHERF for having me on board. And needless to say that I'm also very thankful to all the distinguished guests, listeners who are signing in from different geographical locations. So at the outset, my appreciation goes to my friend Dr. Sunil for his invitation to me. And being today with my countrymates is a privilege that I appreciate with gratitude. Thanks to all of you. So while inspired by the title of a webinar given to me, I have decided to speak about the very major issues related to the descriptive studies. And particularly, I will be focusing on the social science research. As Madam has rightly mentioned, Dr. Vimal has rightly mentioned that we are lacking behind in terms of research as well as the quality. Day by day, we are producing so many research papers. But when it comes to the quality citations, unfortunately, to say that we are not standing alone. We are not standing there if we are comparing with the global standard. So this is my request to all of you. Please keep continue with this kind of momentum. And see, research is like a journey, story. Filमें बनती हैं, वो भी research based होती हैं. So don't get confused with the research. Research is not a rocket science. It's a very simple kind of thing. Producers and directors are, they are doing research before executing its stories in front of us. So I found the title of my talk very appropriate because generally the scholars are starting their research journey by adopting the questionnaire or scale-based study. It is very common in the social science background. At the early stage, it is good. When I'm talking about the early career researchers, so it is good to have. But when it comes to the publication in the ranked journal, the selection of the questionnaire, scale, inventory, index has become a reason for the rejection. Are you able to hear me?
Yes, sir, we are hearing you.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, so yeah, this is my first slide. Okay. So yes, before proceed further, I apologize because I can't make it too long, as this program has been started a bit late and I will be having an urgent meeting after this. But I assure that I shall execute an informative lecture within the short time. So why research? In the simplest terms, it is a process of creating new knowledge. From unknown to known. It's a journey from unknown to known. It helps us generate an understanding of a situation and explore the effectiveness of a tool by following standard steps. Literally, let me tell you, research in the current scenario is the lifeblood of modern universities, academic institutions, college, because now our UGC, our MHRD are very particular and they are keep focusing on the research output from the academic side. So if you want to get the recognition, if you want to get the good score in the NAC, so you should at least in a position to demonstrate a good scholarly abilities. So now it is the lifeblood of modern universities. The QS World Rankings are very famous and renowned world rankings. They have they have given a high percentage of the research output. And let me tell you, majority of the universities around the globe, they are working and they are sustaining with the help of research output. They don't have students, but they are creating knowledge. They are disseminating the knowledge with the help of their research. But yes, when it comes to the India and my own country, there are very few ways for those behind the academic output to show the real creativity and emotion that underpins it. And to have a real impact on the ground, our research should be translated in such a way that concerned stakeholders can act upon it. हम जिनके लिए research कर रहे हैं, एटलीस्ट उन्हें तो पता लगे. हमारी रिसर्च अभी as rightly mentioned by Professor Vimal that we are doing research for getting promotion, for getting a scholarship, for increasing our own citations. But when it comes to the real impact setting, so we should focus to the research to action. Our strategy should be research to action initiatives, and that can help us achieve such an impact. So whatever you are designing, whatever you are planning, just don't think about, next slide please, the scholar one. See, here I just want to ask one question. Is research is an art or science? Is research is an art or science?
Science.
So, well, I believe that research is an art. For me, perhaps your answer may be different from my answer, and from person to person it varies. But it is an art that uses science as a tool. And while conducting research, we must play a dual role of an artist as well as the scientist. An artist who want to reach the destination by following the scientific transportation. हमें scientific transportation के साथ चलना है. हमें scientific transportation है हमारी, उसके साथ ही हमें अपनी मंजिल तक पहुंचना है. और उस मंजिल तक पहुंचने के लिए हमें we have to play a role of an artist. So this is my ongoing paper. I am writing this article in the wake of COVID-19. What should be the characteristics of a scholar? He or she should be a scientific, because as I mentioned, scientific transportation, please carry, please reach to your destination with the scientific transportation. And you should be a champion. Champion not in the field of sports, but in the field of academics. People are heavily rely upon us because we are the academicians. And harmonious objectives, as Professor Vimal has also stressed on this issue, we should play a dual role. Don't particularly focus on your kind of interventions. Right now, see, I can tell you, I can give you my example because I'm the field on the field of physical education. I can tell you, no, just remain, just back slide. So I just want to say that you should be in a position to demonstrate the good strategy, how you can do the things, how you can do the rightly things. So harmonious objectives. You should at least develop 2 or 3 objectives. Rightly, we are formulating the hypothesis, but our harmonious objective should be in such a way so that we can attract 2 disciplines. Because now it's an interdisciplinary research, multidisciplinary research. Right now, I'm working with the public health scholars. I'm also working with the one gynecologist. I'm from the physical education, so I'm working with the one gynecologist. So exercise and physical activities can help the pregnant women for their normal delivery. So I'm working with them. So I have developed, so harmonious objective. You should have a harmonious objective, which can obviously, once we have a good objective hypothesis, then it can lead towards the academic research, which is a need of an hour. We don't have a good citations. We don't have see, Western worlds are not quoting our research in their studies. So we should develop our tools, our methods in such a way so that we can develop good kind of things. So psychometric tools, because it is the title of my study. So traits such as personality, intelligence, attitude, beliefs are important characteristics to measure and assess. So psychometric tests include personality profiles, reasoning, motivation questionnaire, emotional intelligence, and ability assessments. So these tests try to provide objective data. And the questionnaire is one of the most widely used tool to collect data, and especially social science research. In the wake of COVID-19, in fact, I am also collecting some data from India with the help of e-survey. Although it is another technology, a tool for conducting research, but it should be in a very systematic manner. Right now, we are just starting a study. We don't want to take the approval, IRB board, HEREC certificate. So before conducting this kind of research, you should at least try to obtain the ethical certificate from your respective institutions. So the main objective of the questionnaire in research is to obtain relevant information in most reliable and valid manner, although it can save your time also. And when it comes to the accuracy, so to be very honest, globally, it is a debatable issue. It is a debatable issue because the consistency of survey questionnaire forms a significant aspect of research methodology. And what makes an important tool? Next slide, please. Yeah, the back one. What makes an important tool? Back, please go back. Yeah, what makes an important tool? Mainly the reliability and validity. Objectivity, usability, and norms. Here you can check in my screen. I've taken this picture from the one good paper. So like हम लोग जब निशाना लगाते हैं, recently one of our archers, Ms. Deepika, has won 3 medals in the World Cup. The same way, how you can target. Your target should be crystal clear. It should be valid and reliable because you are just developing new tools and the technological kind of interventions. So you should be in a position to target in a very accurate manner. So what makes it important? Reliability, validity. And the measurement error not only affects the ability to find significant results, but it also can damage the function of scores. So that is why all the good ranked journals, international journals, are looking for these validity and reliability. These are the terms which are directly related to the statistical analysis. And the purpose of establishing reliability and validity in research is essential to ensure that data are sound and replicable. Suppose I'm preparing one scale for the teachers right now. So that should be replicable in India. That should be replicable in Pakistan. That should be replicable in the Bangladesh. So by and large, result has to be accurate. And to claim an assessment is standardized, we must have identified its reliability, validity, as I mentioned. At most, procedure guidelines have to be identified, the reliability and validity, because that is why I've highlighted in red color. Focus just on reliability and the validity. Reliability, simply, the term reliability in psychological research refers to the consistency of a research study or measuring test. How consistent your test is. So there are so many factors which can affect our reliability, the length of the assessment, because generally we are focusing, suppose you are planning to develop questionnaire, scale. So unnecessary, we are putting questions. Before putting questions in your final draft, please discuss to some content expert or subject expert to have the face validity or the content validity. The suitability of the questions, because they are the experts, so they can suggest you these are not suitable. Phrasing and terminology of the questions. Next slide, please. The what makes an impactful tool. Okay, thank you. So what actually you should focus, because people are now, we are just taking majority of the psychometric tools, questionnaires are freely available on the Google. But before taking, it's your courtesy to have the permission from the authors. And while taking the permission, please try to adapt in your standard, your population, because the population wise, it's entirely different. यूएस के अगर बंदों से बात करें, स्टूडेंट से बात करें, उनके खुशी का पैमाना और भारत में खुशी का पैमाना वो अलग अलग फैक्टर है. हम लोग शायद पैसों से खुश हो, वो लोग शायद समय से खुश हो, या वो लोग समय से पैसों से खुश हो, हम लोग समय से खुश हो. तो हमारा पॉपुलेशन कल्चरल वैलिडिटी, आई विल स्पीक अबाउट नेक्स्ट स्लाइड. सो यू शुड बी फोकस ऑन द कंटेंट and phrasing the terminology of the questions. Design of the marking schedule, because it is very important to understand. Generally, we people are using the Likert scale from 3 rating scale, 5, 7, strongly disagree, undecided, agree, and then they strongly agree. So please keep focus on this also. And the validity of an instrument is the idea that the instrument measures what it intends to measure. Intention क्या है आपकी validity की? Suppose I want to measure the job stress, so my intention should be focused on the job, not the emotional. Stress may be psychological, and though it's a debatable part that it is whether some people are considering it the physiological phenomena and some people are considering it's a psychological phenomena. So you should be focused on the job particularly, not the family stress, not the community stress. Imagine, I'll give you an example, a researcher who decides to measure the intelligence of a sample of students. So some measures like physical strength. So physical strength, like how many push-ups a student can do. Because you are planning to assess their intelligence. But what you are asking to them, okay, how many push-ups you can do? So it would be an invalid test. It would be an invalid question, invalid instruction from your side. So please keep focus on what exactly you want to measure. And face validity, as I mentioned, subject assessment of the presentation and relevance of the measuring instrument. So please decide what exactly you want to measure. Face validity, उसका question से पता लग जाए कि हम क्या measure करने जा रहे हैं. It is somewhere very closely related to the content validity and the degree to which items in an instrument reflect the content universe to which the instrumental will be generalized. It is known as the content validity. So there are so many types of validity. There are so many types of reliability, but because of time constraint, I don't want to go in details. And objectivity is the ability to see things without being influenced by personal feelings, emotion or judgment. Objectivity क्या है? मेरा फेस देख के मेरे अगर सैंपल ने क्वेश्चन का आंसर बदल दिया तो that should not be the real meaning of my intervention. एक क्वेश्चनर को मैं भरवा रहा हूँ, एक मैं किसी से भरवा रहा हूँ और उसकी डिफरेंट तरीके से उसका कोई रिस्पॉन्स कर रहा है, तो दिस इज नॉट ऑब्जेक्टिविटी ऑफ माय क्वेश्चनर स्केल. It has to be, I mean, the tools are considered objective. Our right and wrong answer that will be evaluated in the same way for every person assessed. मैं अगर उसे एडमिनिस्टर कर रहा हूं तो उसका भी रिजल्ट रिस्पॉन्स वही आना चाहिए. अगर आप कर रहे हैं तो वही आना चाहिए. तो ऑब्जेक्टिविटी शुड बी देयर. And norms, you can develop your own norms. So generally people are focusing on statistical kind of things. Next slide, please. Common mistakes, what we people are doing. This is very common mistakes. As you can see, no two individuals are alike. Even the twins are not alike. हमारे उनके मानसिक सोच में, उनके शारीरिक प्रभाव में शायद कुछ अलग अलग बात हो सकती है. For example, job stress of Hindi English teacher is entirely different from the physical education teacher and the science teacher, because Hindi or English teacher, they both have to take the theoretical part, but when it comes to the science teacher and the physical education teachers, they both have to take the practical aspects, laboratory, ground activities. So what we are doing, someone has suggested, okay, go and use this scale in your research. It can give you the right result. No, rely upon the content. The face validity should be there. What exactly? There are so many, plenty of job stress questionnaires. Even I have also developed one questionnaire. It got published by National Psychological Corporation, Agra, way back in 2009. And using the tool without this adaptation to the specific population, first, please try to understand your population. Cultural validity and reliability. Idiosyncratic problems. What is this? It is a habit or quality is of body or our mind, peculiar to an individual. That is why I have taken this code. No twins are alike in this world. No two men are alike in this world. Even the twins are not alike. It is used for the personal way or given individual reacts. So what you can do, you can take the questionnaire, you can take the scale from the Google, but try to adapt within your population to whom you intend to start your research work. कोई भी क्वेश्चन यार मैंने इंटरनेशनल लिया और उसके मैंने उसे एडमिनिस्टर कर दिया आपके पॉपुलेशन पे, रिजल्ट आ गया एंड यू आर जस्ट कंपेयरिंग द थिंग्स. When you are planning to send it for the good publication, so I'm sure they will not accept your paper because they have not adapted this questionnaire into our population. So this is my request to all the attendees. Please keep focus on this, because recently two of my studies, one of my study has got rejected because of this issue. That's why I'm sharing. I have planned this topic to share with you. So what you can do, you can just adapt the things, adapt with your population. Although it's a very statistical kind of thing, by and large, your reliability and validity should be matched. By and large, it is not necessarily to have the same kind of reliability. Let's say, suppose your international tool is having a 0.90 Cronbach alpha, and you are obtaining 0.85 or less than 8, from 80 to 90, then it is acceptable. It is acceptable. So what you can do, you can adapt this questionnaire and you can use administer in your population. The cultural validity, as I mentioned earlier, US और हमारी सोच अलग अलग है, ईरान हमारी सोच अलग अलग है, पाकिस्तान हमारी सोच अलग अलग है. सोच in terms of the quality of life, perception towards our life. So we should have this kind of differences. So that is why the cultural validity and the reliability has to achieve before proceeding further. Because if you are using the same kind of things, repeating the themes, I'm sure your paper will not be accepted by the good ranked journals. Although it can be published in the predatory journals and those journals who are charging 1,000 rupees, 2,000 rupees for rapid publication and other kind of things. But when you're focusing on some, good, what you call the good publishers like the Taylor Francis, Human Kinetics, and Springer, and you should be in a position to demonstrate these kind of activities. Next slide, please. Next slide, please, organizers. So in the meantime, I can start. So why rely upon others? Why don't we prepare our own tools? This is the main essence of my presentations. Because majority of the budding researchers or early career researchers, they can develop their own tools. This is the right time to develop these kind of interventions. You should do the good literature review and identify the basic topics. Right now, I'm working with one good professor, and we are just preparing the tool which can assess the ICT knowledge, because now it's completely, our education sector has been completely changed. Now it is it's directly related to the online learning, virtual learning. So how we can prepare? Are we prepared to teach online? I'm sure majority of the teachers, because recently I've just finished one of my research work. Majority of the teachers have reported that they are not ready with this kind of interventions. They need some practice. We as a teacher educators, teacher training, I'm also working in the teacher training institutes. So we all need to revamp our curriculum, teacher training courses. We should change these kind of things. And I'm sure the new education policy will be monumental for these kind of changes. And the use of adapted instrument naturally enables a greater ability to generalize and also enable one to investigate difference within an increasingly diverse population. So first you adapt, then go with your final conclusion. So there are so many techniques. Next slide, please, organizers. Can you please move to the next slide? The last slide, my last slide. So what exactly you all need to do? The statistical analysis. There are, again, this is not a rocket science, but yes, it needs some scientific efficacy and the good scholarly abilities. So what you can do, the principal component analysis, confirmatory factor analysis, and you can measure the Cronbach alpha reliability, test-retest reliability, the validity, right? So you can obtain with the help of theory, so many softwares, but it is not an important you directly jump to the softwares. So what you can do, you can just assume the things in a very effective manner, what exactly you want to do and how you can adapt the things. So adaptation process is not a rocket science. You can, if you want to adapt your questionnaire scale, you can take the sample of 100 or 200. Suppose you want to you have intended to take the data of more than 500. So what you can do, you can just take the data of 100 and 200. That should be your pilot study and what you call the pilot study and pilot run, trial run, right? Then whatever the things will become, you can put into the software and you can develop your understanding. You can develop your statistical finding with the same study, because generals are asking about this. What is your outcome when you have conducted your pilot study? What is your outcome? What is your reliability? How you can relate your reliability with the existing scale, standardized scale reliability and the validity. So please keep focus on these kind of interventions. Otherwise, if you are planning to become a good researcher, so let me tell you, journey is very tough from now onwards. 2 days back, I have seen the recent UGC regulation. The recent UGC regulation has emphasized, has stressed more on the research and the quality publication. Quality publication. Publication does not mean if you want to, you are publishing your paper. The quantity and the quality, right? So the quantity and again, you can start the qualitative kind of research. So this is all about my side, and because of time constraint, I cannot make it too large because after a couple of minutes I will be having another meeting. So my lecture is over, and I can give you only 2 minutes if you have any questions. So organizers, please, you can give the 2 minutes if they have any questions. So I'm trying to sort it out. Thank you very much. Over to Varsha ji.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for your priceless advice and guidance today. You said that the journey and the road to research is tough, but when we have experts like you, sir, it's a milestone in the journey of research. You have provided such important information that the research scholars, the budding scholars who have joined with us today will feel it easy on their path of research. Thank you so much for your guidance, sir. Thank you for adorning your work and giving us vital time and sharing your fruitful opinion and guidance on this wonderful topic. Thank you, sir. And now, most important is that Dr. Baba Ambedkar Mahavidyalaya is organizing this joint venture with RFI, Research Foundation of India. And to know more about it, the president and the MD of RFI, let us listen a bit of work, the hard work and the towering personalities of the RFI. Honorable Dr. Saurabh Jain. Let me give a short introduction of Dr. Saurabh Jain. He is a chairman of RFI, a gold medalist and a doctorate. He has organized more than 500 national and international conferences, workshops, FDPs and talks in multidisciplinary area. He has published more than 100 research articles and a number of books. On the name of Dr. Jain, we have 5 patents and copyrights which has been published from India. He is expert of solar and renewable energy concepts. In the same way, Honorable Dr. Ashok Kumar Gupta. He is one of the founder member of RFI and principal of BM College of Technology, Bhopal, MP, India. He is the Chief Managing Director of RFI recently. He has published 50 research papers in national and international journals. He is having a rich 40 years experience in individual and educational field as well as educational and industrial area. various renowned universities like Boston, USA. And so, now for the first session, which has been organized by Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar Mahavidyalaya, Amravati and Research Foundation of India, this first session will come to an end here with a vote of thanks. And for the next session, which will begin just after the vote of thanks, we will hear the speech of Honorable Dr. Ashok Kumar Gupta and the concluding words of our Honorable Secretary, Dr. P.R.S. Rao. So please be connected with us even after the vote of thanks. Thank you. I now call upon Professor S.P. Kamre for the vote of thanks for the first session.
Am I audible, ma'am?
Yes, sir.
Okay. First of all, I pay my homage to the symbol of knowledge, Bharat Ratna Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar, and our inspiration, Sri Dadasaheb Gawai. Friends, I am here to express vote of thanks for the first technical session of international webinar on advanced research and tools, research methodologies and tools organized by Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar Mahavidyalaya and Research Foundation of India jointly. I am very much thankful and grateful to our President Honorable Kirtitai Arjun for inaugurating this webinar and sparing some time with us and guiding us for on very important topic. Thank you, Tai Sahib. I would like to also express my gratitude to Dr. Vimal Rar ma'am, she is from SGDP Khalsa College, University of Delhi. She has guided us on various tools and techniques, recent advancement in the field of research, and how we are heading to the research in the time of pandemic also. Then I am also grateful to Dr. Saurabh Jain sir, Chairman and CEO of Research Foundation of India, for organizing such an wonderful webinar for all of us. I am also thankful to Dr. Principal of my college, Dr. Anjan Kumar Sahaya sir, for supporting us in organizing this program. I am also thankful to the guest of honor, Dr. Speaker, Dr. Avadesh Shirotia sir from Fiji. And I'm also thankful to all the organizing members of my college and from the Research Foundation of India, Dr. Sunil Kumar sir, Dr. Varsha Gawande ma'am, Dr. O.S. Bobde sir, Dr. Pandit Rathod sir, Dr. Rajesh Deshmukh sir, and all the organizing committee from both the associations. And with these words, I here declare that the first technical session of the webinar has ended. Now we are moving towards the second session of this program, and over to Dr. Varsha Gawande ma'am.
Thank you, Kamre sir. Thank you for your kind words. And now, as we move on to the second technical session, we call upon, and I am extremely pleased to welcome our guest, Honorable Dr. Ashok Kumar Gupta, Principal, DM College of Technology, Bhopal, MP, India. Sir is recently a CMD of Research Foundation of India. Sir, I earnestly request you to share your valuable guidance and enlighten us on the topic of research, tools and techniques. Welcome, sir. Please join.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Hello, everyone. This is Professor Dr. Ashok Kumar Gupta. I feel dignified to be invited to this international webinar on advanced research methodology, tools and techniques, organized by Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar Mahavidyalaya, Amravati, Maharashtra, Shri Dadasaheb Gawai Charitable Trust, Amravati, Research Foundation of India and JHERF. in association with World Virtual Conference Forum. This webinar is sponsored by World Federation of Science and Technology, International Research Guide Federation, Academic Research Guide Association, Edu Academic INC. It has been observed during several years of my teaching experience that students fail to understand the subject matter on research methodology because generally they are presented in technical language. Since this course is not taught before the master's degree, the students are not familiar with its vocabulary, methodology as course content. Research is an essential and powerful tool in leading men towards progress. Without systematic research, there would have been very little progress. Scientific research leads to progress in some fields of life. New products, new facts, new concepts, and new ways of doing things are being found due to ever increasing significant research in the physical, the biological, the social, and the psychological fields. Research today is no longer confined to the scientific laboratory only. Now the question arises, what is the meaning of research? The word research comprises two words, re plus search. It means to search again, research. So research means a systematic investigation or activity to gain new knowledge of the already existing facts. Research is also considered an intellectual activity. It is responsible for bringing to light new knowledge. It is also responsible for correcting the present mistakes, removing existing misconceptions, and adding new learning to the existing point of knowledge. Research is also considered as the application of scientific methods in solving problems. It is a systematic, formal, and intensive process of carrying on the scientific method of analysis. There are many ways of obtaining knowledge. There may be intuition, revelation, and authority, logical manipulation of basic assumptions, informed guesses, observation, and reasoning by analog. One of the branches of research known as empirical research is highly goal-oriented research. Research may be defined as a method of studying problems whose solutions are yet to be derived partly or wholly from facts. Now, what are the various characteristics of research? There are so many characteristics of research. Research is directed towards the solution of problem is the main characteristic of research. Research requires expertise. If you have expertise, then you can do the better research. Research emphasizes the development of generalization, principles, or theories that will be helpful in predicting future occurrences. Research is based upon observable experience or empirical evidence. Research demands accurate observation and description. Research involves gathering new data from primary or first-hand sources or using existing data for a new purpose. Research is characterized by carefully designed procedures that apply rigorous analysis. Research also involves the quest for answers to unsolved problems. Research strives to be objective and logical, applying very possible tests to validate the procedures employed, the data collected, and the conclusions reached. Research is characterized by patient and unhurried activity. Research is carefully recorded and collected data. Research sometimes requires courage also. Now, where this research is being used, this is one source. It is used as a research paper. A research paper is a piece of academic writing that provides analysis, interpretation, and augment based on in-depth independent research. Writing a research paper requires demonstrating a strong knowledge of the topic, engaging with a variety of sources, and making an original contribution to the debate. The major parts of a research paper are abstract, introduction, review of literature, research methods, findings and analysis, discussion, limitations, future scope, and references. The goal of a research paper is not to inform the reader what others have to say about a topic, but to draw on what others have to say about a topic and engage the sources in order to thoughtfully offer a unique perspective on the issues at hand. A research paper is also an expanded essay that presents your own interpretation or evaluation or argument. Now, this is achieved by research methodology, which is the specific procedure or technique used to identify, select, process, and analyze information about a topic. In a research paper, the methodology section allows the reader to critically evaluate a study's overall validity and reliability. The methodology section tells how the authors went about doing their research. It should let you know what method they have used to gather data, that is survey, interviews, experiment, etc. And why they have choose this particular method. Now, what the limitations are to this method. So the overall perspective use of methodology is being discussed. A key part of our dissertation or thesis is also methodology. The methodology describes the broad philosophical underpinning to our chosen research methods, including whether we are using qualitative or quantitative method or a mixture of both and why they have used particular method. Quite frequently these days people talk of research both in academic institutions and outside. Several research studies are undertaken and accomplished year after year, but in most cases, very little attention is paid to an important dimension relating to research, namely that of research methodology. It may be noted in the context of planning and development that the significance of research lies in its quality and not in quantity. The need, therefore, is for those concerned with research to pay due attention to designing and adhering to the appropriate methodology throughout for improving the quality of research. The methodology may differ from problem to problem, yet the basic approach towards research remains the same. Thirst for knowledge is the mother of all knowledge and method, which man employs for obtaining the knowledge of whatever the unknown can be termed as research. Research is an academic activity, and as such, the term should be used in a technical sense. Many different methodologies can be used for data collection and analysis. Most are based around a core set of basic tools. These include focus group discussions, photography, video, case studies, checklist, interviews, observation sometimes, and survey or questionnaires are all tools used to collect data. It is important to decide the tools for data collection because research is carried out in different ways and for different purposes. Tools and techniques in research are the statistical method of collection, analysis, interpretation, presentation, and organization of data. Statistics provides numerous tools and techniques to analyze the data and interpret the results of the analysis. Keeping all this in view, the present webinar has been clear two objectives: to enable researchers, irrespective of their discipline, in developing the most appropriate methodology for their research studies, and to make them familiar with the art of using different research methods and techniques. It is hoped that the humble effort made in the form of this webinar will assist in the accomplishment of exploratory as well as result-oriented research studies. So this is all about the theme of this webinar. Now it's my honor and privilege to welcome all the dignitaries, especially guest of honor Dr. Vimal Rao, SGBT, Khalsa College, University of Delhi. I would like to welcome guest speaker Dr. Avdesh Kumar Shirutria, Department of Secondary and Sports Education, Fiji National University, Fiji Island. The special guest of the day, Professor P.R.S. Rao, Secretary, Shri Dada Saheb Gawai Charitable Trust, Amravati, Maharashtra. My sincere thanks to all the dignitaries, especially Honorable Kirtitai Rajesh Arjun, President Shri Dada Saheb Gawai Charitable Trust, Amravati. I'd like to thank convener Dr. Anjan Kumar Sahai, who is Principal Dr. Baba Saheb Ambedkar Mahavidyalaya, Amravati, Maharashtra. I'd like to thank Organizing Secretary Dr. Sunil Kumar, Dr. Baba Saheb Ambedkar Mahavidyalaya, Amravati, Maharashtra. Also welcome Professor Avinesh Karosia, who is President, West India Board. I'd like to thank our beloved Dr. Saurabh Jain for his powerhouse for RFI, Chairman and CEO, Research Foundation of India. My special thanks to Dr. Varsha Gawande ma'am, who is the coordinator, Dr. R.M. Deshmukh, who is Joint Secretary. I'd also like to thank Dr. Pandit Rathod, Dr. O.P. Bobre sir, Professor S.B. Kamble, and Team RFI and the organize for managing this wonderful session. I'd also like to thank the support of organizing and participating institutions, all the participants who are attending the session with full integration, and to those who have given their input to this webinar. For more details, please contact info@researchfoundationofindia.com, or you may visit our website Research Foundation of India. As I was looking meaning of Amravati in Hindi, it is well known that भारत के महाराष्ट्र प्रांत का एक जिला है और एक शहर है अमरावती। लेकिन इसके अलावा अमरावती जहाँ पर ये आप लोग सब विराजमान हैं, हिंदुओं के अनुसार 7 लोगों में से वह पुण्य और सत्कर्म करने वालों की आत्माएं जहाँ निवास कर रही है। इंद्र का लोक या वह स्थान जहाँ इंद्र निवास करते हैं, प्राचीन बर्मा की राजधानी और देवताओं की पुरी। तो इस तरह से ये भारत का महाराष्ट्र प्रांत का जो शहर है अमरावती, वो काफी उसके नाम से ही हमको लगता है कि कहीं अच्छी जगह पे हम निवास करते हैं। Again, thanks to all for your support and dedication. Thanks a lot once again. Over to you, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thanks a lot. And thank you from my heart for the good memories and souls that you remembered here in this webinar today. Thank you so much. Thank you once again, even for the delegates and the organizing team, for sharing your views with us, your valuable guidance, and the points that you have stated here will certainly open new vistas in the field of research, new avenues for the budding scholars who are joined here on this virtual platform today with us. I think your speech will be very much beneficial for especially the budding scholars who have just started their research in this area. Thank you once again. And now, we are moving towards the concluding remarks of the one-day international webinar organized by Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar Mahavidyalaya Amravati and the RFI India. I now request the dynamic leader and the backbone of our Shri Dadasaheb Gawai Charitable Trust to please give his concluding remarks on this webinar. A great welcome to Honorable Dr. P.R.S. Rao sir.
Thank you, Dr. Varsha. Good afternoon to one and all. At the outset, may I offer my tribute to the father of Indian Constitution, Bharat Ratna Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar, and also our guiding light and spirit, late Honorable Sri Dadasaheb Gawai. Today, I really remember our founder president, Honorable Dr. I. Kamaltai Gawai, who has cherished and nurtured us to bring to this point. Today, I am very happy and felt really proud to join this wonderful international event organized by our Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar Mahavidyalaya in collaboration with Research Foundation of India. It has been very well inaugurated by our Honorable President, Mrs. Kirtitei Rajesh Arjun, who has taken the reins of this trust in 2016 as the President to bring a new change. As in her speech itself, she has talked, change is inevitable. Since afternoon, these last 2 hours, I am listening to wonderful speeches by eminent personalities. In the introduction, when it has been inaugurated by our Honorable President, Mrs. Kirtitei Rajesh Arjun, and she has expressed why research is needed, then I have listened Dr. Jain, who has also explained what exactly the Research Foundation of India is doing in the field of research and why research is very much important for the upliftment and beautification and to make our life peaceful. Thank you, Dr. Saurabh Kumar Jain, that you have chosen our institution to organize such a wonderful conference at international level. At the same time, Professor Avinesh Kerosia, who is the president of Westboard Research Foundation of India, the guest of honor, and the wonderful speech delivered by Dr. Vimal Rar from Khalsa College, Delhi University, Delhi. BM College of Technology, Bhopal. Yes, my dear friends, the topic itself talks much. Advanced research, methodology, tools, and techniques. There are 5 keywords: advanced, research, methodology, tools, and techniques. And through the eminent personalities the talk, we have came to understood what exactly research is and what we are lacking. As Dr. Vimal Rar has said, we are lacking quality research. Is there any specific definition for quality research? And if we say that yes, there is quality research, then what type of methodology is going to be used to achieve that quality in our research? Dr. Gupta was just explaining what research methodology is useful and what type of tools we can use while implementing the methodology. As we all know, research methodology is the specific procedure or techniques used to identify, select, process, and analyze information about a topic. We have selected a topic. We have got a beautiful hypothesis. We have got a wonderful title. Now, how to justify that title is more important. Then we start discussing with our supervisor, and we found out some methods which we can implant to proceed further in our research, like experiments, surveys, questionnaires, interviews, case studies, participant and non-participant observations, observation trials, and we also use the studies using the Delphi method. Age long has changed. The previous research, which was handwritten manuscript, now it has been computerized. Everywhere we use the internet, and we try to find out a lot of data from Googling. Now, when that Googling comes, then comes the advancement. And we started advancement in internet research techniques. Picking the right search items, because on internet, crores of files are available. And what exactly we needed, we should know. And that is why picking the right search items, understanding search results, that is more important. As I was listening to Dr. Shirotriya when he's talking about psychometric tools, and he has advised us what type of errors or mistakes we should avoid while doing research. And I feel this is one. We must understand the research results. Narrowing a search to get the best results, searching for evidence for research tasks, evaluating credibility of sources. That is more important when we come to advanced research or research tools or techniques. When we search on Google, first find out the credibility of the source, the things which we are referring, the data which we are using for our research, whether that is credible or not. That is more important. And when we pursue our research through that angle, then I feel the research is going to be very much beneficial for us. I was just going to the most two important points. Basically, when we talk about research, we find qualitative research and quantitative research. Why? Now, see, from the beginning itself, we are talking about quality. Why quality? We know since last 1.5 years, we are facing this pandemic situation due to COVID. And we are organizing this international webinar, not physically, but through a webinar on Google Meet. See the technology. This is a wonderful research. It came in somebody's mind, and that particular person has tried this. He got success in that. And the whole world, not only we, the whole world is going through Zoom meetings, WebEx, Google Meet, so on and so forth. As Benjamin Suola, the leadership consultant, once said, there is no discovery without a search, and there is no rediscovery without a research. That means somebody has searched something, he has discovered that, but the time has passed and we have forgotten. Now it has been rediscovered. And who is rediscovering? A researcher is rediscovering. Every discovery man ever made has always been concealed. See, my dear friends, the discovery which human beings have made has been concealed. I must appreciate Dr. Gupta that you have studied a lot about Amravati. And why Amravati? What is Amravati? And you have rightly said, in the past it is called as Indrapuri. And you have gone in detail for that. You have searched for that. And for the listeners, you have produced your research. Thank you, sir. And the discovery has been concealed. It takes searchers and researchers to unveil them. Everything has been veiled. As long as we will not unveil them, as our Honorable Mrs. Kirtitai Arjun in her inaugural speech was saying, we must have a key to unlock, and that key is research. That is what makes it may take searchers and researchers to unveil them. That's what makes an insightful leader. Now see what we can say. Who is a leader? A leader is a person who performs research, new knowledge, new technique, new platform. And when we do that, then it is going to be beneficial for the mankind. P.S. Jagdish Kumar once said, research is a two-way process. Search for what you have gained and what you have to lose, what you have lost and what you have gained. By far in our life, when we do anything, we lose something, but at the same time, we gain something. And what we gain is a search. David Silverman, while interpreting qualitative data, once said, the worst thing that contemporary qualitative research can imply is that in this postmodern age, anything goes. Anything goes. That is most important. The trick is to produce intelligent, disciplined work on the very edge of the abyss. Dear friends, we all have gathered in this beautiful platform to discuss on research. And I pray all of you that whatever research pursuit we are going to perform, it must be for the benefit of the mankind. and for the future generations. I'm really very much thankful to Research Foundation of India and Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar Mahavidyalaya that they have organized this international event to ponder over such a wonderful topic. I really congratulate Dr. Varsha Gawande, who is also the chief at trust level for our academic excellency and the coordinator of this conference. The organizing secretary, Dr. Sunil Kumar, who is really a 24/7 busy man in sports and always thinking new ideas and try to implement them. Also the principal, Dr. Anjan Kumar Sahai, Professor Kamble, Dr. Sandeep Khandare, Dr. Rajesh Deshmukh, Dr. Pandit Rathod, Dr. Om Prakash Bobre. I thank you all. I congratulate you all. And thank you very much. Thanks a lot. And I definitely feel in the coming future, this conference will help a lot in developing a beautiful world and beautiful India. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. After the concluding remarks, I remember a chair of Gulzar over here. Gulzar says that थोड़ा सा रफ्फू करके देखिए ना, थोड़ा सा रफ्फू करके देखिए ना, फिर से नई लगेगी, जिंदगी ही तो है, फिर से नई लगेगी, जिंदगी ही तो है. In the same way, the concluding remarks covered all the necessary points of the webinar and the topics covered on research by our eminent speakers, as well as it has given us a new insight about the nation and the research. You very importantly said that whatever research a researcher goes through, it should contribute in the success of a nation. And yes, in this period of pandemic, in this period of corona, we have made Gulzar's word true by Raffu, a small Raffu in the life. Like we are having this intellectual feast today with such wonderful guests and eminent speakers and the delegates, more than 100 in number, to join over here. Thank you so much, sir. And I also acknowledge your support and your guidance here for this webinar, which would not have been successful without your guidance. Thank you, Rao, sir. And I always feel that when we come to a spectacular event, at the end of the event, there are some few lines that are खुद को पढ़ते हैं फिर छोड़ देते हैं, खुद को पढ़ते हैं फिर छोड़ देते हैं, एक पन्ना जिंदगी का, एक पन्ना जिंदगी का हम रोज मोड़ देते हैं. But how the panna is folded, how the page of your life is folded is more important. And so when I speak about the webinar, I feel that today's page in your life will be written by golden words, because you have a very intellectual deliberation today that will give insight into your life, and of course it will prove a roadmap to your work in your research area. Thank you so much, everybody. And now to the concluding and last remarks, that is vote of thanks of today's webinar. For this intellectual feast, we acknowledge thanks from both the organizations, and now I call upon Professor O.S. Bobre, Department of History of Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar Mahavidyalaya, Amravati, to propose the vote of thanks.
Good afternoon to one and all present here. I, Dr. Om Prakash Bobre, deem it great honor and privilege to propose the vote of thanks on this special occasion. I thank our Honorable Dr. Saurabh Jain, Chairman and CEO, Research Foundation of India, for his welcome address. I thank Honorable Guest of Honor, Dr. Vimal Rao, SGCTB Khalsa College, University of Delhi. I also thank Dr. Avdesh Kumar Shirotia, Department of Secondary and Sports Education, Fiji, National University, Fiji Islands. And I put on record my sincere thanks, Honorable Guest Speaker Dr. Ashok Kumar Gupta, Principal, BM College of Technology, Bhopal, MP, CMD Research Foundation of India, and all the participants. I extend my sincere thanks, participants and delegates. I extend my heartfelt thanks to Honorable Inaugurator Kirtitai Rajesh Arjun, President Sri Dada Saheb Gawai Charitable Trust, Amravati. She has to take out time from her busy schedule to grace the event. Thank you, Tai, for inspiring and inaugural address, encouraging an inaugural address on the special day. A special thanks to Honorable Professor P.R.S. Rao, Secretary, Sri Dada Saheb Gawai Charitable Trust, Amravati. I extend my gratitude to Principal Dr. Anjan Kumar Sahai for providing immense support to make the webinar successful. I thanks to Dr. P.Z. Rathod, Dr. Varsha Gawande, Dr. Sunil Kumar, Dr. Rajesh Deshmukh, Professor S.P. Kamble, Dr. Khandare to organize a webinar event amidst the pandemic. I must thank the organizing committee volunteers for working hard for the past few days to make this webinar successful. Thank you, everyone, once again for making its great success. Thank you.
Excuse me, sir. Excuse me, madam.
Yes, yes.
Madam, regarding feedback link.
So, Honorable Professor Dr. Ashok Kumar Gupta, can you please explain?
Yeah. Feedback link would be provided in the group only, in WhatsApp group.
I am not in any group.
So you can send the email.
Through the mail.
Yeah, you can send the email info@researchfoundationofindia.com your feedback about this program. Okay.
Okay. Sir, can you write in chat box for my notation?
Yeah. I'll write. Just
नीरज सर हेलो
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
मैं डॉक्टर सुनील कुमार बोल रहा हूँ सर आई प्रोवाइड यू फीडबैक लिंक सर नीरज सर डोंट वरी
Okay. Thank you, sir. Thanks, sir.
ओके सर ओके
Okay, Honorable Professor Dr. Ashok Kumar Gupta, shall we take the leave now? Honorable Gupta, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Shall we take leave of the webinar now?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
So, with the permission of Honorable Professor Dr. Ashok Kumar Gupta, I declare that this webinar has come to an end. Thank you, everybody, for joining us, and please give the feedback. Thank you once again.
Sir, congratulations.
Have a great day.
Gupta sir, thank you.
Congratulations to you.
Hello, Dr. Gupta sir.
Hello, Sunil sir.
I am Dr. Sunil Kumar sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Hello, Sunil Kumar sir.
Yes, sir.
Congratulations to you and to your team for a great organization.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
I am Dr. Prashant Gawande from Chikaldara.
I know, sir.
Yes.
Thank you, sir.
Congratulations, Sunil sir, Rao sir, and team Dada Saheb Gawai Charitable Trust. It's well planned, well managed, organized event, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you. Also thanks to Mr. Dr. Saurabh Jain, sir, to give me chance to organize in collaboration with Research Foundation of India. Once again, Ashok Gupta, sir, and Saurabh Jain, sir, thank you so much. Also, thanks to Yogaraj, sir, to always contact me and I will help me. Thank you so much, sir.
डॉक्टर सुनील सर, डॉक्टर सुनील सर, डॉक्टर सुनील सर।